I spent one incredible week with 10 amazing women, hosting my serene soul retreat in Umbria, Italy. From strangers to soul sisters, this experience transformed our lives. Join me as we dive into the unforgettable journey of my 7-day soul retreat. We just arrived at Tenuta. We are getting ready to set up all the stuff, put all of the gift bags in the rooms, and do the final last touches for everyone to arrive in a couple hours. We have dandelion and rose, which is one of my favorite teas, just to help de-bloat, detox the liver. After a long flight, we tend to hold a lot of water retention, so this is to help get rid of some of that. Even though it's a beautiful thing to explore all options of finding that, always coming back to what your truly authentic self is where you really find so much joy, is when you're living your true authentic self. And so my word still is authenticity and joy. I came about hosting retreats in Italy because of my own personal journey of moving to this country for part-time and opening an agriculture company and essentially creating a dream of having my own biodynamic farm. As a chef for most of my life, I really started to learn about the effect that good quality food has on our body. And when I was living in America, I was suffering a lot with gut problems, skin problems, and overall just health because of the food quality in America. And that journey of being really deep into health and wellness, and also wanting to change my lifestyle from living in a city my entire life, or cities my entire life. And I wanted to live on a farm and change everything about my lifestyle. Being in the wellness space for 12 years and sharing all of my tips and trips on Instagram, which then essentially turned into an even bigger following through my journey to Italy. This is how I decided to come up with me having a retreat offering in Italy. Originally, my retreat option was supposed to be in my own property here in Umbria. Unfortunately, some other things happened and the property that I wanted to buy didn't work out, but the farm land that I did buy did work out. So that being said, I love my community so much. We have built such a strong, supportive, and beautiful community from people all over the world. And yes, it's beautiful to connect with people on Instagram, but I truly feel that there's something enormously special to connect in person. So I love to do these offerings and retreat offerings specifically in Italy because it touches such a soft spot in my own heart of my journey coming here and the lifestyle that I've embodied and the food that I get to enjoy, and I want to share those experiences with others. I am making everybody a magnesium tart cherry juice mocktail, for them to sleep deep, since they all come from different parts of the world and we all want to integrate all the time zones. So we're giving them this beautiful little treat before we send them off to bed. We have a little, I think it's a teaspoon of magnesium, plain magnesium powder, unflavored. And then we have tart cherry juice concentrate here. And this is what makes you produce your own melatonin versus actually taking melatonin as a supplement. When you take too much melatonin, you actually stop producing your own, which can cause you to have the opposite sleep effect. Choosing the amount of days that I love to spend with the retreat members is something really important because, of course, depending on what we're trying to achieve or the overall theme of what the retreat is, I love to not only give the retreat members a couple of days to adjust to the time zone. So in the beginning first days, we're very slow moving. We have some simple things that we're doing, but a lot of it is just to allow the retreat members to change the time zone and embody in this relaxation that they're coming to. And then the rest of the days, we really embody all the different ethos and offerings that I have for this retreat, like my cooking classes, my workshops, spirituality, art, clay movement, bee experience, for instance, a silent walk, daily yoga practices. We really immerse you in a completely circled wellness experience of what I truly feel everyone can come and experience and leave feeling like they have a foundation of doing something for themselves and reconnecting with themselves again, so that hopefully they feel so inspired when they leave this retreat that they go home and implement some of the things that they learned in the retreat in their own lives. Also, to connecting with one another, these women, how I see them when they arrive and they're all strangers essentially, and then how they become such sisters by the time they leave, and how they blossom into just such beautiful, open-hearted and vulnerable, and how excited they are to go home and feel like a new person. There's nothing more rewarding than that. So we have our couple last days of the Gut Revival Challenge on Instagram. And so I am making this for the girls here at the second retreat. This is the olive oil lemon shot. We have Shayna's Kitchen olive oil, fresh lemon juice. This is really good for gut health. When you drink it on an empty stomach, this helps just absorb more nutrients into the body throughout the day. It also helps heal and eradicate bad bacteria that's in the stomach because it's a natural antibacterial and antifungal. And of course, this really helps with naturally having good bowel movement. Cheers! Cheers! Cheers to good gut health and freaking happiness. Woo! I am preparing actually meditation, a new meditation I've never done before, at least in a group setting. And so I'm writing down all of my touch points because I'll have to read them throughout to make sure I don't forget. And we're gonna do journaling and meditation this morning. Choosing the places that I like to do retreats, for instance, Tenuta di Molo, in my last retreats in March and April. I really vet places for many types of detail, and of course it has a lot to do with the setting and the comfortability and the energy of the place, because to me, being able to relax and settle into spiritual work and feeling like you're really integrating into nature, it's a very specific type of environment that I really feel needs to be embodied to have a full experience. Not only that, I really also like to be comfortable in my own spaces of aesthetics and luxury and detail. And so picking a place like Tenuta di Molo, like I worked with in the past, and can't wait to share some of the places I want to work with in the future of these retreats, I make such a point to meet the owners, to explore and see the villa and the property before I would ever book a retreat there. We talk a lot about the food offerings, and I make sure I try all of the food beforehand so that it's at the quality and the attention to detail that I want to embody, and of course for the retreat members to experience, expecting from coming to a retreat with me, as I embody a very certain type of ethos in or area of my business. Yes, it's very much about the setting of peace and nature and Italy and the authenticity of coming here and having an experience in Italy. But it's also about the detail of the food and the locality and the unique experiences that those venues and places have that are unique offerings specifically to them.
I now have like a little ceramic studio at my house, and this is how I like take time to do something that brings me joy. What I also really love about this practice is I love to do it in a way from practicing non-judgment. This will probably turn into a bowl, which is totally fine. Sometimes it wants to be what it wants to be, right? Yeah. So like you can do whatever that wants to be into a bowl or a cup. It's a little less thick, yeah. So I would start with this, and so when it starts to come one side higher, don't worry about it, because then you just cut the edge and then redo it again.
The different people who I love to bring in for these retreats and facilitate with me are people who either I have met along my way of my own journey, or people who have reached out to me and wanted to share their offerings, and it feels aligned, and so we meet and I get to experience what their offerings are to see if it is something that is aligned that I really truly feel would bring benefit to the retreat members. I have to say that even though I'm a very open person and I think everyone's offerings are so beautiful, I'm very precise and very particular about what I feel is impactful and beneficial for all. And it's not to say that if I meet some of these facilitators and they're not aligned with that current retreat, then maybe they would be aligned with something different. But I really take pride on organizing and picking the same vibe people, different types of personalities that kind of all together make one beautiful, flowy personality, so that everybody feels like they have a different relationship with people that give them different needs or different desires throughout the retreat experience. And so picking the team of people that help me put this together, yes, it's me who creates the experience, but it takes a beautiful team of very talented people to run these retreats and make them be as beautiful and attention to detail as I like them to be.
Fare 3 chilometri di raggio allontanarsi dalla casa e rientrare, però se dovesse fare 3 chilometri in pratica l'ha consumato. Queste sono tutte larve, vedete queste bianche? Allora questo dall'uovo loro lo chiudono dopo il 9° giorno, al 9° giorno lo chiudono.
I am doing a how to make a matcha latte class for the girls here, so they know how to make the perfect matcha latte.
In my retreat offerings, I love to teach people multiple different types of things, but the word teach, of course, is a beautiful term, but I prefer to use the word inspire. I love to inspire people and bring them into my cocoon of life and the things that I have learned, the people that I have met in my life who help me facilitate these retreats, to create a fully immersive experience, just for them to feel loved, supported, heard, inspired, and held. We touch on a lot of topics related to health and wellness and spirituality. We really tune into the creative side of ourselves by when we do ceramics classes, for instance, at the last retreats, or maybe we'll do some painting in the next ones. And I think the beauty of what I love to inspire to do is that I love to create and do different experiences. I'm very blessed to have experienced many different types of things in my life because of my own passions of wanting to learn more and deep dive into different parts of myself, not only like spiritually, but creatively and nature, and like just there's so many things in my life that I love to learn and personally, and through that learning I get to teach others and inspire others, and that's what I really love to do with these retreats. Of course, we have an overall ethos at Shayna's Serene Soul Retreats, but every retreat is so unique to itself because we take so many things in consideration and so many unique experiences based on the location, or of course based off of what I really truly feel in that time of the year or time of my life that I feel would benefit the people who want to come and experience one of my retreats.
We are so salty.
Salt helps you to connect.
Maybe just a little, but we're gonna add some
really
fire.
put at the end.
Marco.
Don't make the mistake. Yes, Kai. If you make, for example, if you're making.
Yeah,
Exactly.
buy
Or
from
you make
pastry.
pasta.
You don't make
You don't make pizza with eggs.
Sweet things you can add eggs. In the pizza dough, no.
On the bench here, like you just roll it, or maybe you can do that if it doesn't. Just yeah.
Put the finger like this. We're gonna go down to pushing the hair on the side. I can just open slowly and close. I open one side, turn the other side. That's it. That's it. Super easy. She knows.
My advice to somebody who is looking to attend a retreat, and whether it be mine or somebody else's, I think it's super important to ask questions about comfortability. You have to understand at what level do you feel comfortable to trust somebody to come and be open and vulnerable. I think secondary to that, of course, there's, for me, food is such a big part of a retreat experience. So asking about the details of the food and where it's coming from and what the menu items are, I think is really important. And two, we do a very extensive vetting process where we have everybody apply via an application with specific questions that we feel can give us a good idea of this retreat person's intention of coming. And then after that application process, if you pass through that, we do actually a Zoom or call interviewing process to talk further and understand and answer any questions that you may have. I understand that not everybody necessarily does this technique for their retreats, but I do feel that when you're going into a space where you're essentially wanting to go and be vulnerable and heal and learn, making sure that the people who are coming as well are vetted and safe and just checked in on, I think is a very important thing to look for in going to a retreat. Like I said, it's maybe not going to resonate with everybody, but I think for me, because we're in a very intimate group, I don't like to hold space for more than 15 people at a time in my retreats, just because of the intimate setting of getting to know each other and the vulnerability and me actually being able to spend time with every single one of the retreat members there. It's very important to me to understand the state and well-being and the intention and everything of the people who come to share space together and have a good experience for everyone. I think it's important. Another thing that I would look out for, of course, is vetting the place that you're going to go, understanding the person who is running the retreat, and just make sure you do your due diligence. It's always good to ask questions. If people can't answer your questions well, maybe it's some red flags.
when we massage, which when you massage for more than just a couple minutes, it actually starts to pull out all the sebum in your pores. So it starts to clear out blackheads, can like really clear out your pores, which you think putting oil would do the opposite, it would clog it, but it actually helps cleanse them out.
You're gonna pull from your ear down to your chin, like that. And with the other palm of your hand, you bring it like that. So, okay, a few times here. And now with the palm of your hand and the other palm, you bring it. Down here.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling grateful and sad and amazing, and that my cup is full all at the same time. This retreat was so special, and I just love this offering and like love connecting with these beautiful women who come here to trust me to do this, and I cannot wait for the next one.
Very excited that I will be announcing very soon the next set of my retreats this year and shortly after the retreats we will have in 2025. In order to come to one of our retreats, as soon as we open the application process, you have to apply and of course schedule a call with us, and we can answer and ask you some important questions that we feel to curate a beautiful group of 16 or less people, depending on how many people we can fit at the venue that I choose. So if you're interested in coming to one of my retreats, just make sure that you follow me on Instagram. You can also subscribe to my specific mailing list that is for my retreats only, and we will of course send you any updates on upcoming retreats, and of course the application form if you want to come to this retreat specifically or any retreats in the future.